Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Yahweh here. We're at Coach Vancouver. Today in the video I'm going to show you some of the new colorway that we just received for the Beat family. So we have one new color for the Beat saddle bag. It looks like this, and then so in the similar kind of horse and carriage collage with the signature C, we also have it in the Beat 18 and also the Beat clutch. Okay, but before we kind of get into the bags, I just want to kind of mention about the color disclaimer. I think a lot of you kind of mentioned in the comment below that the color representation is a little bit off, so I'm trying something a little bit different today and then see if it kind of minimize that issue. But then just keep in mind that anytime it really depends on the lighting. So in this Coach store, the lights are quite warm, so it usually creates like a kind of yellowish tone over the color. So even at a different corner of the store, the color will appear slightly different. So just a little disclaimer there. If you're able to visit your local Coach store, I highly recommend you to go in and take a look, especially if you're looking for something that's very color specific. Okay, so maybe we'll take a look at the new horse and carriage and signature canvas Beat family. Okay, so let's start with the Beat saddle bag. This is one of the new silhouette introduced this year. It's a very popular silhouette because this kind of replaced before a while ago we have the 1941 saddlebag. So with this silhouette, it's just a little bit more elaborated with, as you can see, the closure here. There's a lot of detail going on, and even with the trim, so the added kind of leather trim here really just elevate the bag quite a bit. I have here the ivory version, and this is the chalk Colourblock with the coated canvas. Okay, so ivory is a little bit more warmer white, but we do have that option if you prefer all white. And the lining inside microfiber material. Okay, and you do get one zipper compartment, one main compartment, front compartment, and then also a back compartment here for easy access. This one only comes with one crossbody straps. The strap is quite, so as you can see, in our previous video you will see like this for spring summer 21, a lot of the crossbody straps are comparatively wider than the silhouettes that we have seen before in the collection. So I think this is probably, they're just kind of taking in the feedback from customer who is saying like they prefer just a little bit wider crossbody straps. So quite like this. It's adjustable. One thing, as I mentioned before, just be careful when you open the bag with this little loop thing because it might slide out, but just kind of be careful with that. With these type of straps, if you need, I think the length is already relatively shorter compared to other crossbody. So I personally also prefer wearing my crossbody a little bit higher, rather than, it's kind of like, you know, sitting above my hip rather than sitting below my hip. So if you do need to, depending on your height, if you do need to create more holes, we can definitely do that for you in the store as well. But just keep in mind, the more hole you put in here, you're not gonna get extra flap coming out this way as well. So just a little side note. So the strap is also in glove tan, beautiful glove tan leather. So the thickness is very substantial, beautiful edge stained, nicely done, that match the overall look of the bag. So this is the ivory Beat saddle. Now we have the coated canvas option, Colourblock with leather. So this one you get a little bit of beechwood here. Most of the chalk is on the back here, and then around the bag. So the horse and carriage portion and the signature C, they're both coated canvas. So one advantage about coated canvas is that it's easy to clean. So I think a lot of people for warmer season, they are looking for like a white bag, but they're really afraid that they might get it dirty. It's hard to maintain. So this will be a good alternative to consider, because the majority, or you get 50% of the bag is in coated canvas. So it's really easy to clean up. Just use a wet cloth, and then you can clean the surface. For the back of the bag, I think this is where you might find a lot of times with a dye transfer onto the leather. So we recommend that you clean it up right away. So the sooner you clean up the dye transfer, the easier it is to clean it up. So, but mostly it happens when you're wearing like denim materials. So just be aware of that. Maybe make sure your t-shirt or your jacket is long enough to kind of cover, to create like a little barrier between your white leather bag and your denim, or just kind of be a little bit mindful when you're doing your styling and pairing. Okay. So another detail I really like are these kind of stone decoration. So on the leather bead saddlebag we have here, as you can see, these are the rivets with the Coach logo decorated on here. But with this new color, you get the kind of like a semi-precious stone embellishment. So I quite like this detail. The closure is a push in, so it's quite secure. You can hear the sound. Okay, and that's what it looks like on the back side. This part is decoration only. You can't really make any adjustment, but I do like how they create that little detail. It just looks quite elevated. And the inside, the same thing. You have a leather strap, crossbody strap in the chalk color. The inside lined with microfiber. And then the main body here is in signature C canvas. So yeah. The crossbody strap is removable with doglish hook. Okay. So it's you can also, if you have extra strap at home, you can definitely play around with the styling a little bit, switch it up with different type of leather, a different type of strap to create your own look. So there's a lot of different ways to dress up the bag. The bead saddle in particular, later on maybe I'll show you some of the example for CoachCreate. So for the plain leather one, I think a lot of people are considering adding like a T-rose embellishment or the souvenir pins. So even with the canvas option, even though there's a lot going on already, but then sometimes more is more, so it's never too much embellishment. You already have this much, it won't hurt to add a little bit more. So it's really down to your personal preference, and then we will take a look at that option a little bit later. Now I wanted to show you the Beat 18 in the horse and carriage and signature option. Okay, so the same, very similar to the saddlebag that we were looking at earlier. You get, the back is the chalk glove tent, same as on the side, on the bottom. Okay, this little detail that I really like, we saw this in the willow shoulder and the willow bucket bag. So the same detail is repeated in the bead. So from these little details, you can kind of see the design continuity throughout the collections. Sometimes you will see I think the beat came out first, and then sometimes they will adapt like a section of the detail and then kind of carry forward into the later collection on different silhouettes. So I personally quite like this little detail, and so it's repeated again on the beat. This is beat 18. With the beat 18, you get 3 straps. So you have this little kind of like a top handle type of strap. It is removable, so I don't know if you can see it. So all the straps are removable. Okay. So the top handle is the leather one, and the color block option is in the beechwood color, matching a finish off with the brass hardware. And then you get the chain strap. So a little detail that I really like here is you can see how it's kind of this link type of design. Okay. And then you can see this kind of element repeated on the side here. You can see it. So this is a larger scale, and it's kind of repeated throughout the chain strap. So I quite like that. So it kind of creates a better flow. Okay, and then you do have the crossbody strap. So the top handle strap is in the beechwood color in leather. The crossbody is in the chalk color leather. So that's where the color blocking is kind of happening here as well. One thing to note about the crossbody straps for beat 18, it's quite unique. So as you can see, it's not the doglish type of removable straps. So these are removable, but it takes some effort to take it off. So because it's this type of like this. Okay, and then you just feed it through the loop and then close it in. All right, so even with the adjustment here, it's the same thing. So with these, I do have the tool in the store to punch the same shape of holes, but the size might vary a little bit. So with these ones, if you really feel like you need to punch more holes, we can do it for you, but just keep in mind that it's not going to be exactly the same size, just like a slight variation. Okay. Yeah, but this is something that's kind of uniquely beat 18 crossbody straps. But then other than that, it's the same thing. You get the main body here inside is signature C. You can see the closure hardware. It's almost like a badge type of design that I really like, quite substantial. And then it's a push in. Okay, hear that sound. The same thing here. This is like purely decorative. It's not adjustable, but it's a nice detail. And then you do get microfiber lining. You do get the pocket. The pocket even has a little bit of magnetic button closure. Okay. And then you have one compartment. You have a zipper compartment. The zipper is lined with nylon. Okay. And then you have the front compartment. Okay, so even like here, the detail, there's like leather trim all over to just kind of finish it off with more attention. This is what the side look like, and you have the hang tag, of course, for monogramming with your initials or coach motif. No feet on the bottom, but as you can see, similar to the alley bag that we showed earlier or in previous video, that the different what do you call it, panels kind of create a little feet to elevate the bottom of the bag. Okay, so that's, and then you get the back compartment as well. So this is also where you just have to be careful when you're wearing denim. You might have to make sure you have like extra clothing to create a barrier to prevent some dye transferring. So this is the 18. One last detail before we move on. You can see the kind of mention about the closure detail here. It's like kind of like a badge or shield type of shape, and it's repeated as well on the top handle strap hardware here and also on the inside. So I really like this Beat 18 just for all the little details. They try to kind of tie everything in together. So once again, a lot of attention to the details and the constructions. And this is the and also overall, I think proportionally, this is a nice crossbody option for the 18. I think comparing to other silhouette, we do have Cassie in the 19. So 18, 19 is seems to be like a popular crossbody option space-wise. But this one, it's a more structured bag, but it's actually quite expandable as well, but it's definitely not slouchy. So the form, like you can feel the flap is quite structured, quite rigid. Even just the form itself, compared to Cassie, is a softer type of bag. You can really open it up with this. Just a little bit more restricted compared to the Cassie bag. Now, if you're looking for just a quick side-by-side comparison, depending on your personal item as well. So some people carry like longer wallets, some people carry a more squarish wallet, or some people just prefer a more squish looking bag. Some people prefer more elongated bag, so you do get different options as well. This is the Beat clutch, so the same thing. You get the horse and carriage on top and the signature seat on the bottom. And the same detail here, the beechwood front closure. Okay. All the, doesn't matter the size, all the hardware closures are the same. Okay. And then this one, you also get a leather crossbody strap. So these ones are doglish type of strap. It's also adjustable. It's glove tin leather. One thing to know is these ones, you can see the kind of the detail here. So if you want us to punch more holes for you, we're not able to create these grommet detail to finish it off. So it will just be a hole in the leather. Just keep that in mind if you are needing us to do that for you. And the strap is a little bit thinner because this is for, I think, to just kind of go with the scale of the bag. With the clutch, you also get front compartment, a main compartment with a car case pocket, and back compartment here, and also on the back easy access compartment as well. Now the newer version of the clutch, you can see the chain strap is removable. Okay, so the earlier version, I think the first batch that we received, the chains are not removable, but as you can see, the same type of link chain type design is repeated here. Okay. Now, one thing I find kind of interesting visually is that the saddle bag, you kind of have the leather trim breaking up the horse and carriage and the signature, whereas the clutch and the Beat 18, it doesn't have that, so it does create different visual impact. So it really depends on what you prefer. Yeah, but I quite like this series. If you want something just slightly lighter compared to the leather option and easier to clean, you can definitely consider this. Even though the pattern clutch, I don't feel it's too much, okay? So because of the color kind of works, balance it off quite well. So even with these, you can add embellishment on it as well, okay? Maybe we can take a look at that a little bit later. Now, we'll move on to the new deep blue series. I decided to introduce the beads in deep blue in a separate video because this video is already about 20 minutes long and I don't want to overwhelm you guys with a lot of information. So we will talk about the new color in the blue in the next video, and for customization ideas I will have another separate video on that as well. Here is a little bit of sneak preview of the deep blue beads. It's really charming, and then at the end also just some snapshot of Maria posing with the new bag. Looks really nice with the white dress as well. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, leave your comments below for any questions or any special requests. And so we'll have 3 videos on the beads, and then next up will be the willow camera bag, and also after that we will have a couple of customization video lining up as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.